Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. And you might be already aware that from June 1st, there is going to be a pricing change on how GitHub Copilot models you use. So, right now, if you see currently, you will have agents like this, and you will have 3x, 1x multiplier. So, if you are using Opus, it is 3x. So, whatever the pricing they have the baseline, and that price into 3 for 5.3 codecs, we have 1x, and some smaller model like HiQ, it's 0.33x only. For Opus, 3x, Sonnet, 1x, then Gemini 1x, Flash, which is a very cheap model, 0.33x. So, like this. And then for GPT 5.5, which is quite expensive, it is 7.5x, that is a multiplier. So, this is how we have used Copilot so far. But now from June, you will have a different way of seeing the pricing, and definitely it's going to be expensive, and you have to really take care of how you use your Copilot, because if you lose your AI credit after that, you won't be use Copilot. You have to wait for a month to finish, and then once it reset, then only you will be able to have your new token balance, unless your company gives you more credit after the usage. For maybe for that you need to raise tickets and get more token. So we will discuss about that today, and we will discuss about old pricing model. We'll discuss about the new pricing model. We will also discuss how we can save now more token, how we can have a better strategy to have better usage of tokens. So we will first go with the first topic. First slide will be on the PRU system, and then we will go ahead with what are AI credits. Then we will discuss on model multipliers, and then we will discuss upon the cost, how it used to cost us now, how it used to cost in month of June onwards, and then we will have com- comparison of this real model pricing, which I have picked from the GitHub website, and then how we can save the token. What are the strategies you should use so that you can use minimum tokens. Now, if you see, as per the premium request unit, this is how it used to be till now. So the cost was equal to your base PRU rate into the model multiplier, and you have a fixed price per interaction. So regardless of token count, for example, if you have a you are using Claude Haiku 4.5, your PRU multiplier is very small, 0.33x, and your monthly quota rate for a business Copilot plan, let's suppose it's 900 per month. Then for per request, it will cost you 0.003. So this is how the budget model pricing look like. For Claude Sonnet 4.6, if multiplier is 1x and your monthly quote is 300 per month, then the cost per request is going to be 0.01. That is how it comes under standard tier. And then we had some premium model like GPT 5.5, Claude Opus 4.5, 6, 7, or Gemini 3.1 Pro. For that, so multiplier is like 7.5, 3x like that. And then you have a monthly quota is $40 per month, $100 per month, $40 per month like that. And then you have a cost per request, which will go 0.075, 0.03. So this is quite expensive. If you see Cloud Opus 4.6 fast mode, it is 0.30, one of the most expensive one. So that comes under ultra tier. So this used to be the pricing. And now, as per the new system, you will go with the AIC, that is called AI credit. So this is how the formula is now currently you are seeing in the screen. So your cost for AI credits will be input token into input rate, means whatever I'm giving as an input to the chat box into input rate. Then you will have a separate output token rate, which will be more than input. So that if 1 rupees is cost of input, maybe it will be 3 rupees for output token. This is how it is. And for cash token, which is very less, it will cost, maybe it will go 0.2 rupees like that. So this is how the calculation will happen. You will have a sum of all divided by 100. So again, as I explained, input token is everything you send: prompt text, code context, chat history, file contents, MTP tool, schema. Output token, everything the model generate. It could be code, explanation, test case, documentation. Okay. And this is usually 3 to 6x more expensive than input token. And then there are cache token. So it is the context model reuses like system prompts, repeated files, conversational memory which is stored. And this is the cheapest. It's 80 to 90% cheaper than the fresh input token. And you should be knowing that, hey, let's suppose you exhaust all AI credit. There is no automatic fallback to cheaper model if budget exhaust as per new system. If you remember, if you have reached the 100% usage, still if you go to auto mode, you are still able to use it. So, but from future onwards, you won't be able to use it. It will be permanently disabled, and only till next month, once you get new AI credits, then only you will be able to use it. Now let's go deep dive into the model which we have used. So we used to have this multiplier system for ICO 0.3x, Claude 1x, GPT-5 1x, and if you see in the screen, so these are all multiplier we had. This thing will go away. We will not have all this thing now from June onwards. Instead, you will have on usage basis. So each model will cost some money, and then you will have a multiplier. So this is how so far we have used, but it was all based on per request. But from June, it will be on token basis. Now, this is how the new charge look like. I've picked it from the GitHub website only, and this is how the pricing they have kept. If it is a Haiku 4.5 model, your input cost will be $1 per million token, and then for cash it is $0.1 per million, and then for cash write it is $1.25, and for output, what it will produce is $5 per million. Now you can freeze your screen and you can see that the budget model cost, the standard model cost, the premium model cost, and the ultra model cost. And you will see the most costliest here is Claude Opus, which is costing you $5 per million, and then it is costing for output $25 per million token, if you see. And even GPT 5.5, if you see, its output is $30 per million. So, so you have to avoid such model as much as possible to use until unless you really require some complex thing to prepare maybe related to architecture. Now, I'm giving you one cost comparison. Let's suppose you have one task of question and answer. I input something, hey, what is AI or something, and that is costing me 500 input token, 300 output token. So as per old system, it will cost you for Sonnet 0.010. As per new system, it will cost you less, that is 0.006, because it is now it will have less token, right? You're using ultimately your total 800 token, so it becomes cheaper. The newer becomes cheaper at this cost. But for example, now I ask him to generate test case, and I gave a 4,000 user stories input and 1,500 is my output token. Now with the same system, since my token usage is more, and it's same request, you see 240% increment. It means old model is now winning here because it was based on PRU, and right now based on token, it become more costly to us. Next example is generating test case using, let's suppose I use GPT 5.5. Okay, same thing is now here, new one is winning. And then now let's go to Claude. Let's suppose I want to generate the playwright test script. Okay, for this, definitely it will use MCPs, and also you will have a high amount of token usage. And if you see as per old, it will cost 0.075, and the new cost will be $2.2, which is very high. It is going like 3,000% high. So clear winner is old. That means if you try to create automation script using this costly model like Opus, or if you have your agentic session and you are using Claude Opus, you will going to consume a lot of token. It is going to price you more. And in my second example, if you are in the agent session where you are using 200K of context, you will see your current usage will be 16,567% more than old price system. But for example, same thing I do with Gemini 3 Flash, where old cost system is $0.01 and new cost is 0.03. Here, new is a winner, but again, since you picked the lower model here, that is the point. But so we have to somehow avoid usage of the expensive model. Then only somewhere we can make a better usage of AI credits. Now, why agentic uses the biggest cost shock here is, let's suppose I'm in my chat mode and I'm just chatting, and then on my turn one, I utilize 2,000 token, and then the context keep on increasing. On next turn, it becomes 6,000, then 14,000, and then 13,000, and finally in my turn 10, I'm on my 100K to 200K token. That's it. That's where now you will be charged based on usage, not per request, and your AI cost will be sky high, and you will lose your credit. Now, if you see here in the right side, same WFS test script task. Now, the cost difference, if you see, for PRU billing, it will be $0.075 fixed, regardless of context size. But if it is credit billing for 10 turn session, it will go to 2.20 to $12.5. You see the difference. And instead, but let's suppose I'm using Haiku for the same conversation, it will become cheaper. And if it is Sonnet, so we can balance it. So previously it was 0.075, and since I use Sonnet, it is around 0.2 to $0.8. So I'm balancing it. So my suggestion will be, better we go ahead with this medium models even when we are trying to solve the complex tasks. Now the token cost formula, let me tell you step by step. Based on this new system, you will have cost of dollar based on input token into input rate, output token into output rate, plus cash token into cat rate divided by 1 million. So now let's suppose you choose your model Claude Opus. Input token cost will be $5 per million, output $25, cash 0.5. Now let's suppose you send story of 500 token, instruction 300, file context 3200. Total becomes 4,000 input token and estimate output size model run 10 test case with 1500 token. So finally your cost will be 4,000 into $5 plus 1500 into $25 divided by 1 million. That is equal to 0.02 plus 0.0375. So 0.058 will be the cost per generation. And then when you compare with the Haiku, right now it is Claude Opus, same thing will cost you 0.0115, but maybe your quality of the output could be the issue. Now let's see. Uh, it's all about now that how you will now leverage AI, okay, especially for QA. So that is how you can go ahead. Okay. So you use your 80% of daily QA work using the budget tier that is Haiku GPT 5.4 Nano Group Gemini 3 Flash. You can create a boilerplate test method, simple assertion selection, locator generation, page objects skeleton, basic unit test scaffolding that you can use only budget model there. When now you have to use standard tier is when you have little complex and nuisance work like hey test scenario generation from story, BDD Gherkin requirement, playwright selector debugging, multi-step assertion logic. For that you can go ahead with standard tier like Sonnet 4.6, GPT-5 Mini, Raptor Mini, and avoid using Opus, GPT 5.5, GP Gemini 3.1 Pro. And see if you really have some architecture change or you are not able to get answer to Sonnet, then go ahead with this premium and ultra model which costs so huge to you because it may completely in 3 4 days if you keep using this model, it will consume all your AI credits. So these are few ways I have figured out that you can how you can protect your AI credit budget. You use free feature first like completion and next edit suggestion. So all this is still free. So auto suggestion and auto complete of the code, they are free, so you can use that. And you it is recommended by GitHub that you better use auto mode. So accordingly it picks if the task is very complex, it will pick the complex one. If it is easy, it will take the easy module. So in this way, you can save your credits. You have to trim your prompt context, only include the specific file or function you need. Avoid pasting the whole repo. So don't tell, hey, you read whole repo. Better you add your file. Hey, in this, I need to change and leverage the cache token. So keep your session alive. Don't keep on always creating new session because every time the need has to read the context. So yeah, that's why it's better you have same session alive. Break down agent tasks, have short focus requests versus one giant prompt. Each turn in a long session accumulates context, right? Now you have to disable MCP. Yes, maybe till May people were saying use MCPs and all, but when it comes to cost now, MCPs take huge amount of AI token. It will take the full DOM element and then it may consume a good amount of token. So you avoid MCP. So that is what my suggestion. Maybe try to have CLS skills, playwright CLS skills to save tokens. So that's all I suggest all of you from next month or June months onward. This is how you have to try to save token. And let's see once we have this month and once we really start using it. And if I figure out more ideas on how to consume less token, I will share more videos. But this is what I think as of today. That is how we can save the token. That's pretty much from my side. I hope you will like the video. If you like, subscribe my channel. It will motivate me a lot to make such more videos. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye. Take care. God bless you all.